how do I start it off? This is a little bit of a weird topic to touch on my main channel, but it's December 1st. I thought I'd let you guys know some not so good news that I've recently found out. For those of you who don't know, a couple years back, maybe 3 years ago, wow, actually 3 years ago in 5 days is when I woke up in the hospital with my whole family looking down at me and the doctors, and they told me I had a seizure. Was not expecting to wake up in the hospital, had no idea what the hell went on. I wasn't taking care of my health, I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't staying hydrated throughout the day. I just thought I needed to go and keep making videos, and it eventually caught up to me 3 years ago. So yeah, that's what happened. If you guys did not know, a couple years ago I had a seizure, which led to my doctor saying, hey, let's get an MRI of your brain and let's see if anything's going on up there. We got the MRI of my brain, and the doctor had found a cyst on my brain, like literally just like the size of a pea. Like, it was like very small, but it's still, you know, it's kind of scary hearing that there's something on your brain. So, you know, that went from having a seizure to the MRI to my doctor wanting me to get 6-month checkups. We did a few of them, and you know, the cyst did not grow. So he's like, okay, let's move it to once a year. So then I started getting MRIs once a year on my brain. This past doctor's visit, we kind of got some scary news, not gonna lie. So we get the MRI, and my doctor is cool enough to, you know, let me get the MRI and just stop in his office right after so he can review the pictures and let me know what's going on in my brain. This time, my doctor wasn't in the office, so we saw one of his assistants, and it's me and my mom. We're sitting in the waiting room. You guys know what a doctor's office looks like. We're sitting in there waiting for the assistant to come in. She comes in, and you know, she kind of, I like my doctor because he makes me feel very comfortable. You know, he knows what I do for a living. He understands everything. He makes me feel very comfortable. But this assistant, nothing against her, she kind of came in and was just like, you know, kind of scared the shit out of me and my mom a little bit at the time. But basically, the bad news is the cyst actually grew on my brain from 7 millimeters to 10.8 millimeters, which millimeters is very small, but the 10 millimeter mark is 1 centimeter. So if you guys know how big like 1 centimeter is, very small, but it's still something on my brain, and it's, you know, it's kind of scary. You know, it's, you hear, oh shit, this thing's growing, like what do we do now? So we're in there, and she told us that, and literally my mom starts crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. For her to hear that made her cry. And then I'm starting to get a little anxious. So I'm like, whoa, what the heck's going on? So anyways, she basically tells us that, hey, we're gonna take the pictures of your brain and we're gonna submit them to a board. And this board basically is a bunch of brain surgeons that sit in a room and they review patients' pictures, if that makes sense. So, you know, my picture comes up on the board. There's however many brain surgeons in the room that are just reviewing the pictures. You know, they bounce ideas off of each other. So one doctor could say, oh, I don't think we should do anything right now. There could be another couple doctors that are like, hey, I think he should have brain surgery. So that shit was kind of scary, not gonna lie. At the time, I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna have to have brain surgery. They're gonna have to go in there and figure it out. Based off the images, it just looks like spinal fluid that just kind of filled up in my brain. But you can't be 100% sure unless you go in there and, you know, do a biopsy or whatever. Anyways, she's like, well, I feel bad, obviously the doctor's telling us she feels bad, my mom's crying, and she's like, well, I'm gonna have your actual doctor give you a call. 24 hours later, here I am getting a call from my doctor. Oh, he called.
Answer it.
Hello.
Hey Tristan.
How you doing, Doc?
Doing alright. Hey, I'm living your lifestyle. Just got off a plane this morning and come straight to work. I don't know how you doing. Doing okay?
Yeah, everything's been great.
Good, very good. So the MRI shows that the cyst is kind of very slowly progressing along.
Yeah.
Nothing jumping off the page. Again, it's not growing super fast. It's not causing a lot of issues or anything like that, but it is slowly getting bigger. And so we have a couple different options. Option number one is we just get another picture in time and see how things go. Option number two is we figure out what this is. That may include a biopsy. And sometimes when we do biopsies, we prefer to just take the whole thing out just to be done with it. But that's a bigger operation, and I'm really not excited about operating on you unless we have to. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to present you to our tumor board on Wednesday. They're going to have a bunch of people there that will that deal with these kind of things, and we'll come up with a recommendation for you, and I'll give you a call Wednesday afternoon.
Okay. Sounds good.
That way we'll get the idea for everyone. So I'll keep you posted, and we'll go from there, okay?
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care. Bye.
See ya.
Now we gotta wait again.
So a biopsy would mean like brain surgery.
Or you just take the whole freaking thing out regardless if it's cancer or not. That's what he's saying is a bigger surgery to do that.
That's what the doctor had to say. They're gonna submit it to the board. During this time it was very scary for me and my family and my close friends because you hear brain surgery and that just is like, what I'm saying? Like, that shit's crazy. I don't want to have brain surgery. I might have to have brain surgery, but I don't want to. Here I am sitting for the next week because he called me on a Wednesday or something, and next Wednesday is when they're gonna review my pictures at the board with all the brain surgeons. I get the call back from my doctor. I'm actually at the Milwaukee Brewers Stadium when I get a call from him. He's like, hey, we got some good news. Based off these new pictures, we're almost pretty positive that this is not a tumor. We're almost pretty positive it's not cancerous. It's not pushing up against anything on my brain. It's not causing any irritation or swelling of my brain, which is good news. But unfortunately, it did grow. So we gotta keep doing these MRIs. So we're, instead of going yearly now, we're going back to 6-month MRI checkups, which is we're kind of going backwards. But yeah, so the good news is it's not a tumor, it's not cancerous, but it is there, it is on my brain, and it did grow, which is kind of scary. So definitely kind of anxious still. It's just weird that there's something on my brain, and at any given time, like who knows, it could be growing right now as I'm talking. Like, it's just weird to think about.
How has this news affected your daily life?
This good/bad news, it was kind of nice hearing that it's not a tumor and it's not cancerous. They're pretty sure it's not. They can't say for sure because they can't go in my brain right now and take a biopsy to see what it is, but based off the pictures, it's just spinal fluid that is built up. But for that time waiting to hear if I'm gonna have to have brain surgery, that shit was messing me up. Like, I didn't know what was going through my mind. I was trying to stay focused on filming videos and getting work done, but when you're thinking about, am I gonna have to have brain surgery every day when you wake up, it's a little scary. But I didn't really let it affect me too much. I just tried to stay focused and continue the grind.
Do you have any advice for someone going through a similar situation?
If you're going through a similar situation like me, just keep your head up. I just have a cyst on my brain. A lot of people, have tumors that affect them mentally, physically, So I would say if you have anything on your brain or if anything's, bringing you down, just keep pushing. Believe in yourself. I've had a lot of anxiety going through this shit, and anxiety is a real thing. You just always got to remember in the back of your head that it's just all in your head. It's literally all in your head. It's all up here, and you're gonna get through this. So yeah, that's pretty much a little life update for me right now. Happy December. It's December 1st. I just want to say thank all you guys for supporting the channel, supporting me, my team, everybody. We really appreciate it. We're going to be posting a YouTube video every single day for the first 25 days of Christmas. Make sure you guys stay tuned for all the dope content we're about to get. Yeah, this is just a little life update. I'm not going to let this shit bother me. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep working my ass off. I'll see you guys at the top. Love you guys. Peace.